another video from Courtney and Amare, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the things that I have learned over the past 7 years. I'm going to be 28 in a couple of weeks, and over the past 7 years that I've learned about credit. And we're going to be specifically talking about credit cards. If you guys want me to talk about like loans or anything else, or like applying for loans, I will. I do want to put this disclaimer out here. I am not like a credit professional, tax professional, none of that. Like, I'm not a professional in none of this. I'm just sharing my experiences that I've had over the past 7 years that I have learned, and I am open to constructive feedback in the comments if you guys want to let me know what's the right thing to do. But I'm going to be discussing some things that I have noticed that has helped improve my credit. So that's the whole point of this video. Credit, oh credit. So the first thing that I have written down, this is not in any particular order, but credit is power. Like, seriously, you can get anything that you want pretty much based off of credit. I started establishing my credit as soon as I turned 18 years old. I really didn't know what I was doing. The first thing I did was apply to like a phone company for me to get my own, you know, phone plan, because a phone that I had become destroyed. I don't know what happened to it, but it stopped working. And I was like, you know what, I'll just go get my own phone. I'll have my own plan and I'll handle it from there. And ever since then, ever since 10 years ago, I've been establishing credit. So that's what allowed me to be able to fall into bad credit card habits. Well, not credit card habits, actually. Bad financial habits and bad financial choices, which also caused me to have bad credit. So what I have under here after this first thing, letting us know, okay, credit is power, but why is credit power? So what I have next is use under 30% of your credit usage, but it's best to keep it between like the 12% and 20%, or probably even lower than that. But in my case, I've noticed that my score has grown tremendously with my usage being between 12% and 20%. I'm not sure why the 12 and 20% is like, okay. I feel like they're like, oh, she's using it consistently and she's paying more than the minimum every time and before like the due date. So between those utilizations, I noticed that's when I had the highest score increase. And I'm just like, ooh. So being able to like maintain your percentage for probably 6 months to a year within that utilization range will allow you to be able to, you know, get approved for other things. And also, I didn't write this down, but I do want to talk about all over the place. I'm gonna delete that part out because I shouldn't even be talking about it. The third thing that I have on here is understanding your credit card statements. I have these things written down because I was trying not to forget anything. So 3 things that I have, well, 4 things. What did I notice about these 3 things that I'm going to talk about is how many days are in the billing cycle for my credit card statement. Like, what makes that significant? Some credit card statements are 31 days of billing cycle. Some credit card statements are literally 30 days, and then some billing cycles are just on this day every month. You know what I'm saying? It's not a specific 31 or 30 days. It's literally just that day. So it's important to check on that, because some of my credit cards are 30 to 31 days for the billing cycle. So the due date will not be the same every month, but it's like the statement is the same every month. And that's my next question. So when is the statement date and when is the payment due date? Your statement date and your due date is two totally different things, and this is what I want people to know and understand. The day that you pay your bill may not be the same day that your statement is due. And when your statement rolls out, that's usually 9 times out of 10, or it may be a day delayed when they report that information to the credit bureaus. So I didn't really know what I was doing back in 2020 and 2021, but I would pay my whole credit card statement off. And I used to be like this, man, like why is my credit score like looking so good? Like it wasn't looking bad, it was looking so good. And I was just like, what am I doing? Now mind you, even though I would pay that statement off, there's still a APR rate. So there was still a percentage, like $2-3 that was being added after I would pay it off, because I would pay every time that I got paid, but to the point. So for an example, say my due date is on the 26th of every month that my payment is due, but my statement rolls out on the 28th of every month. Okay, so some credit cards will not allow you to do this. Will not. So I almost maxed out my credit card, right before the due date, but I immediately paid it off because I knew I was getting paid the next day. So I went on ahead and paid it off. Once my payment date came, it showed that my available balance, for an example, was $500, and I needed to use it again, hypothetically speaking, and I swiped it again and I paid it right back just so I could see like what's going on, and it still showed my statement balance came the 28th was $500. So some credit card companies, you just gotta look through that fine print, will allow you to have an immediate available balance once that payment is paid, especially if you've built the trust with them that if you do an automatic draft, it's going to come out. Usually your available balance will appear within that same day or the next day, something like that. So that's what I noticed. So in between those days, I did notice that, okay, with that credit card, I can do that. They can hear you in the video. You got to be quiet, okay? Thank you. So I noticed with that credit card that I am able to do that. I no longer do that anymore, but the thing is, I noticed with that credit card that I'm able to do that. Now I do have a credit card where I'm not able to do that. Like it takes 14 days for the available balance to change, and I'm completely fine with that. So pay attention to those things, and if you're wanting your credit score to like go up tremendously, see what it is that you can do. See if you have like 3 credit cards, all of their credit limits are $500, hypothetically speaking, and your check comes and it's like $1,500. Try with one of them paying that whole balance off if you have maxed it out, and go ahead and pay like $150 to the other 2 credit cards and see how your credit score changes. Does it go up tremendously? Does it notify you that you've had a tremendous decrease in your utilization? And see how many points your credit score goes up, so you can know like, okay, have an idea of what you can do with your next paycheck and how can you, better your credit score so that you'll be able to, buy the home that you're wanting to get, or purchase a car that you've been looking at buying, and things of the sorts. Alright, so my next thing that I wanted to talk about is the fourth thing that I have written down is check that APR percentage. Like, I'm not playing with you guys. Check that APR. Like, if the APR, when you're about to apply for a credit card and it's saying 33%, 29%, 27%, run. Like, seriously, if you're trying to use that credit card for just to have it, like, just for pleasure, like, I would run from those type of credit cards. But if you're trying to build your credit and you're trying to build trust, involving like bettering your credit score and things like that, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Like, the better route probably would be, going through a credit union, establishing credit with them first, and building trust with them, so that when you do reach yourself to these American Express and Capital One, type people, credit cards, you want to have the best APR. Like, you want to have a good percentage, because you don't want that interest to jack itself up. I got written down, like, if it's 20% plus and you are only paying the minimum balance, you could be paying on that credit card from 5 years to 18 years and so on, like between that time or further. You don't want to be paying for a candy bar 1,000 times, okay, over the course of years, because you didn't have self-control. You was like, oh, I don't have the money, but I got my credit card, so I'm just going to swipe this, I'm going to swipe that, and then something big happens, your tire blows out, and then you're not able to pay for a new tire, or you have to pay for the new tire, and then now the candy bar and the tire is on this credit card, and that's not money that you had accounted for, and now you're paying for it over the course of 5 years or something crazy like that. Please do not do that, please. I do have like 15% or under. It may be better, but I honestly really love the 7% APR that you can usually get through like your federal credit union or through your bank, because you've already built that trust with them. They know what money that you have in your account, or if you've had previous loans with them, they know that you pay on time, they know where you work at, they know a little bit more about your financial habits based off of, your account that you have with them. So I think that is a good first route to go if you're trying to apply for a credit card. The fifth thing that I do have is, if you don't have the money in your bank account to pay that back, or even close to paying anything back that you're trying to swipe your credit card for, put that credit card up, okay? Let's have self-discipline. Now, I understand emergencies may happen, like when it comes to your children or your vehicle and things like that. Hey, do what you gotta do to save yourself, right? And to keep yourself afloat. But you want to be smooth sailing instead of just floating. And I highly recommend, if you don't have the money to pay that back immediately or in a short span of time, then do not swipe your credit card for it. Be mindful of, how you're spending your money. Because it's a credit card. It's not your money, but it's your money because you got to pay it back. So the sixth thing that I do have is use your credit cards for automatic draft payments for your bills instead of your debit card. I do this all the time. I've been doing this for the past 4 years as far as like my bills being on automatic draft. I do it. I love doing that because I be forgetting stuff sometimes, especially how my life is going right now, going to school, working, homeschooling, all of that. Like, I need to have that on automatic draft for sure. Like lights, water, internet, phone bill, all of those things are on automatic draft to come off each credit card that I have. Everything is separated. I don't want everything just coming from one credit card. Just separate it so it doesn't look too crazy with the utilization. Building trust with the company and being able to get those credit limit increases to that also helps bring your utilization down. I just love it. Like, I just keep it that way. I earn points, get points back, the points accumulate, and I'm able to use those points to pay back on a credit card. So, you know, those are plus. Like, if you are able to get points with the credit card, what they say, okay. But another reason that I do say use your credit cards as an automatic draft on your bills is because you're going to get credit for that. You know what I'm saying? With the debit card, you're not, what credit are you getting? You're not getting any credit. And when you get paid, you're able to, you know, pay that balance off right then and there, or pay some of that balance off just to leave a little balance there so it can be between the 12 and 20% utilization rate. So, and the last thing that I do have on here is an advice that I received from like an older guy that I used to work with. He was an older white guy. He was almost about to retire, and he was talking about how it's important to have credit cards to have a good credit score, but to be able to live comfortably. And he said him and his wife, they have nothing but credit cards. Like, they have bank accounts, but they chop up their debit cards, and the only thing they use is their account and routing number to pay their credit cards back. All of their credit cards pay off all of their bills. Of course, they don't have a mortgage anymore, but all of their credit cards pay off all of their bills. And when they get paid every month, they pay all their credit cards back. They pay them all off, and they're just chilling. And they go on vacations. They do all of these things. And this is coming from somebody who is pretty wealthy. You know, they're a regular person, but I'm pretty sure they make about 6 figures a year, if not more. And he told me that, and he was like, you know, you keep your head on straight, you'll be able to do the same thing. And don't go crazy with your money. You know, be smart with your money. Have fun. Plan everything out strategically. And I wanted to let you guys know that, because people be knowing what they're doing. It's a strategic plan that they have when it comes to credit, and I wanted to share some things that I've learned and something that was told to me. Is there anything else that I can think of? With your credit cards, I would say if you're applying for like credit cards or a loan, let it be within 6 months to a year from the last inquiry. You do not want to have a lot of inquiries on your credit report, because it's going to make it look like, okay, you're not trustworthy. Why are you applying for credit cards every month? Why are you applying for a loan every month? What's going on? Where's your money going? Are you working? Are you reliable? You know, these are the things that is going to make you not get approved for credit cards or loans. So I just wanted to put that out there before I end the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave comments down below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you guys won't ever miss an upload. Let me know if you guys want me to talk about loans in the future, or if you have any more questions like regarding credit cards that I probably could answer. And if you are like a professional when it comes to like this credit and, you know, how can we increase our credit score, please let me know in the comments down below, and hopefully, you know, I could collab with you guys in the future and see like what we can do, like how all of us can do better about our credit score, because I just want to see everybody do well. And if I know something, I gotta let you guys know. We just trying to live our best life and do right by ourselves and by our children. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.